Drama, accusations, and simmering grudges. If you thought the rivalry between Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn ended in the ring, think again. Their latest press conference, meant to hype up their rematch, exploded into a fiery verbal battle, drawing Hearn, Benn's promoter, right into the crossfire. But here's where it gets controversial. Eubank Jr. didn't hold back with dramatic claims that could split public opinion, and boxing fans are already buzzing. The tension boiled over with Eubank Jr., now 35, publicly accusing Team Benn and Hearn of deliberately undermining him ahead of their previous fight in April. Among several grievances, Eubank insisted their camp interfered with his weight-cutting process, describing their actions as ruthless and without restraint. He went so far as to allege a campaign of sabotage. They did everything possible to break me, breaching contract terms, issuing fines, implementing excessive rehydration clauses, staging a biased weigh-in, manipulating commentary, and even influencing the referee. That's a bold list of allegations. Hearn, never one to shy away from conflict, flatly dismissed the accusations as fantasy. "I've never heard so much waffle," shot back Hearn. "You're playing the victim." This exchange marked the first time Eubank and Benn had squared off in person since their grueling fight, which ended with Eubank not just battered, but hospitalized, and bizarrely, having lost a toenail due to intense dehydration. And this is the part most people miss. The bad blood goes further than just athlete versus athlete. Eubank Jr. consistently heckled Hearn during interviews before the first fight, and their antagonism seems to have escalated. Now, with the rematch scheduled for November, the stakes and egos are higher than ever. Conor Benn, at 28, is looking for redemption after a narrow points loss, while Eubank Jr. is determined to defend both his pride and reputation. If you think these grudges are just for show, consider Eubank's biting words. "You're no champion, and certainly not the people's champion." He painted Benn and his team as pretenders, wolves in sheep's clothing masquerading as the public's heroes. This statement is sure to rile up fans on both sides. Do you agree with Eubank's assessment, or is it just pre-fight mind games? Interestingly, Benn refused to get drawn into a war of words at the press conference, ceding the stage to his promoter. Instead, he admitted he planned to fight smarter next time. "I felt like I was always just one punch away, but I kept chasing that one big shot." So is humility Benn's new weapon in this rivalry? After a press conference brimming with confrontation, the final stare-down between the fighters was surprisingly calm, although security presence was heavy. Probably a lesson learned after the notorious egg slap incident that made headlines earlier this year. Is this a sign tempers are cooling, or just the calm before another storm? And before all the verbal sparring, the boxing community took a somber moment to pay tribute to Ricky Hatton, the two-weight world champion who recently passed away at just 46. Benn paid his respects by wearing a vintage Manchester City shirt and spoke movingly about Hatton's influence, calling him a hero and a father figure who made him and his family feel welcomed and valued. Here's a controversy worth debating. Are public feuds like this good for boxing, creating excitement and boosting interest, or do they cross a line into disrespect and distraction? Have your say. Is Eubank just speaking his truth, or is this too much drama for the sport? Drop your thoughts below. Let's see whose side you're on.